Ah!
Hello and welcome to The Sleeve. I'm your host Sophie Eggleton, introducing this new online show looking at when and where music collides with fashion and art. I'll be covering all sorts, from band merch to album artwork, tattooing and music video styling, clothing brands and beauty trends. So go on, stop your Facebook stalking and your Instagram scrolling for half an hour and enjoy episode 2 of The Sleeve. In this episode I head to Cardiff to witness a young gun getting inked, sit down at the Scarlet to chat style with Travis Clark, and enjoy a nostalgia trip with Papa Roach. The last time I saw Papa Roach live was back at the Astoria in 2001. It was a time when my CD Walkman was being monopolised by their mainstream Breakthrough Rimfest, as well as Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory and Deftones' White Pony, as well as all the others that have been put under the banner of nu metal. And now, over a decade on, I finally get to chat to Jacoby and Jerry, ahead of their gig with Stone Sour at Brixton Academy. I've seen that you're going to make maybe Infest into a vinyl like you have.
You know, we've talked about it. You know, we just got to find the right timing. We just released the Connection on vinyl. It was the first time we've ever done that. I'm super excited. I got a box of them sitting in my house. I'm going to put that shit on my record player when I get home and just rock out. And I'm really excited to be able to do that. You know, it's a cool collector's piece, I think, for the fans. You know, me and Jerry, we've been fighting for it for quite a while. Quite a while. Yeah. To be able to release that. So we're stoked. And eventually we will. We'd like to release our entire catalog on vinyl. I think it's cool.
And there's an Android Jones that did the artwork. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you just know when you saw it, that's the one, that's the
band? That's a commission piece. We saw something, we found something online that we really fell in love with, but that was exclusive to somebody else. So we, got a hold of him and said, hey, let's do something.
Yeah, we teamed up and came up with this vision, and he saw it through. It's on our backdrop tonight. 50 foot by 30. That image, it's epic. It just looks rad. And you can look at it for a while and pick out new parts and pieces and stuff, and it's a great piece.
Do you get an instinct about these things when you see the artwork for your albums? That's good. Or?
Yeah, I mean, we had discussions about it, in the beginning, and we
wanted to go more modern.
Yeah, we wanted modern. It, just keeping those things in mind. It just, in the back of my head while I was looking, it just popped up like it, I immediately turned the computer around to show everybody, and everybody had the same reaction.
That's it. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. Right off the bat, it was like one of the first times we all just agreed instantly on something.
Yeah.
And we just traveled down that road and saw it through, and we're stoked. I'd like to work with him again because he does some illustrations that are incredible. Yeah. He's definitely a great artist, and he has a purpose behind his art, which is cool as well.
Now that downloading is so the way that people get music and the internet, do you think bands take less time on artwork these days? Is it still as considered as it once was? Or?
I mean, I guess it just all depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess if you're just a garage band and you just want to get something out there, it's like, well, who fucking cares? It's about the music anyways. Yeah. But for us, a band that's been around for quite a while, we take it seriously. We model our website after it. We model our merchandise after it. Obviously, it's the cover of the record. It's the imaging for the sound of what we're doing. And so it's definitely an integral part of the process for us.
Yeah, I think even though there isn't as many physical copies out there, or it's not the same experience as it used to be with the booklets and all that. The imaging is still important.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first vinyl that you got that just purely because you thought the artwork was cool, or the one that drew you on?
I can't really say vinyl, but I remember when I saw Poison open up and say, that shit was epic.
Yeah. Is it framed anywhere?
No, it isn't, but I should get it framed.
Yeah,
I have that on vinyl. I remember it was edited, because there's like a devil woman with a long tongue, and my mom was like, what is this devil's music? I'm like, Mom, it's not devil's music, Mom, it's fucking Poison. Yeah, can you erase that, please? No, you've got me pegged.
I think, I mean, I hadn't really gone and bought something for the image. You know, I think after I'd heard it, I went and got Dark Side of the Moon.
Actually, you know what record I bought because the image was Rage Against the Machine, Gandhi on Fire. I was like, what the fuck is this? That's fucking rugged.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rage Against the Machine.
Turned out alright as well, sonically.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of merch, which you mentioned earlier, for a lot of bands these days, it's kind of integral for funding their tours. What's its kind of thing for you? How important is it to you?
We don't fund our tours with our merch. Luckily, we're out of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that point.
yeah, but it is a great way, like as a indie band, as an upcoming band, to make money pay for your gas, pay for your food, pay for your hotel. But you know, now luckily, it pays for other things, you know, like rent, pants, jacket, coffee.
Yeah. I want to talk about your style actually, because I remember year 2000, everyone was donning like Adidas shells, like
dude.
They had the skater trousers like Deftones. What else did we have? Boiler suits like Slipknot.
Yeah, I never wore a boiler suit. I could say that.
I wore one here.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
In the pit, tearing it up.
I did
crowd surfing.
I did. That was my one and only crowd surf. Yeah.
Nice. Epic, dude. That's why you rock.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fashion is always I guess it's not really. I don't know. I was always like, in the era where we came in, you know, it was like thrift shop fashion. You know, go to the thrift store and buy like whatever and put anything together and it looked cool. You know, and then came in the era where we started sporting all black, and then it was like all these companies were giving away all this free merchandise.
Yeah.
And we started wearing the Adidas clothes because they were giving it to us for free. You can't deny free.
No.
Plus, it was in style, and. You know, but over the years, we just kind of always evolved the way we look. I mean, it's what I like to do. I mean, thank God I'm in a fucking rock and roll band. I can dress the way I want to dress.
Exactly.
I mean, look at Jerry. He's a handsome guy. Look at his fucking haircut. Amazing haircut. He's got the fucking Joe Strummer look.
It's a strong look.
Yeah, it's a fucking strong look. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fucking stage. Jerry Horton. You see that shit?
Is he a single man?
Nope, he's not.
Oh, not at all.
No. They can look, but they can't touch.
Right.
Now, in terms of your style, I was surprised when I was reading YouTube comments, people going, Jacoby, your hair's blonde.
Yeah.
Do you find that people are still funny about you changing
I mean,
hair?
yeah, they're always.
Surprised about
Some
that?
people were, you know, this girl came to a meet and greet. She's like, I like your hair better black. I'm like, I like my day better before I met you.
Yeah.
But whatever, you know, it's like, you can't please you can't please everybody, you know, and it's like, really fucking, you know, trip about my hair.
That's not what you should be concentrating
Yeah,
on.
it is what it is, though.
Yeah.
I know my black hair is sexy, you know, so fucking, you
Blonde
know.
strong as well.
I was hammered, though, and fucking shaved my head after the last show of the last tour for Time for Annihilation. Just shaved my head, and no, this is my real.
Did you have any weird bumps on your head? Or
No,
bumps?
I've got a
That's
pretty
my
nice
shit.
shaped head. I just don't look good with a shaved head. Not a good look for me.
Never again.
Negatory on that.
Now, in terms of style icons in rock, who do you think is someone that's creating movements or that we'll look back on thinking he had it, he had something special, or she had something special?
Oh, I mean, I think like, you know, just going back to like some of the style of the UK bands like Clash back in the 80s, they just had a cool look. It was like militaristic punk rock and roll kind of street looking. Like I always thought that look was cool. You know, and then there's some really bad looks.
Yeah.
You know, like,
name and shame.
yo, like some of these girls right now, that especially in the UK, man, they be wearing like these dresses that like look like they fucking tore them off their grandmother's wall.
Oh, are you
Or
talking
the
about
curtains.
the vintage kind of
Yeah,
print and stuff?
you know, well they do that, but then they mix it with like some zebra print and then like a fucking neon yellow coat with like pink lipstick, and I'm just not feeling
Too
it.
much.
Like, it's cool. Like, I guess it's just one of those trends that I'm just not really backing. I'm like, all right, cool.
Just kind of wait for it. You have to wait for it to pass.
That shit'll
Yeah,
pass.
it will pass.
Yeah, for us though, we just like the more like, I guess, just kind of sleek, clean look.
Mm.
You know, not a lot of logos and shit like that. Cause I don't know, just focus on my pretty face.
And hopefully the music as well.
Yeah, really, that's the
Yeah.
focus, anyways. You know.
But do you think, you've obviously mentioned people from the 80s and stuff, but do you think there are people now that will look back on and think they had a definitive style or they're iconic? Or
Oh, I mean, there's going to be icons from every era.
I mean, somebody who kept it going for a while, David Bowie. You know, he's like.
Start me on Bowie. Yeah, he's my big crush actually.
Dude, he's like, he's had all the looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He always freaked people out. He looked rad. He's always looked cool.
Even in Labyrinth.
Yeah. Even in Labyrinth. You know, I went to go watch that movie again a couple of years back, and I was like, I loved it when I was a kid, and I watched it again. I was like,
didn't have the same effect.
Didn't have the
Dance, magic dance, dance, magic dance.
It has the same effect for me.
Oh, you love that shit, huh?
Yeah.
Fuzzy mullet.
David, hook her up with a little,
What's that mean?
Nothing.
little love.
Oh, okay. That's another one. What's the other one you used earlier? Tissue?
You pack the tissue in the. If that makes any sense to you guys? It makes sense to me.
Me too. Now, finally, I want to talk about your tattoos. Now, do you find most of them are sentimental kind of landmarks for life, or are they whims?
They are, for me, they all come back to, you know, they remind me of points and times and periods in my life. They also have stories behind them. So it's just kind of like, I look at them on my body and it takes me down memory lane.
Mine was just a single piece. It didn't have any events associated with it. It's just, you know, like an art piece that kind of representative of my family, and I have my family coat of arms up here.
Nice. Now, apparently 1 in 3 people in the UK have tattoos now, and it's not really alternative. Does that
And
bother
1
you?
in 3 of those 1 in 3 have terrible tattoos.
Yeah, probably.
I've seen some bad tattoos out there. Oh, I've seen some bad tattoos of us on people.
Yeah.
Oh man, this poor
Oh,
kid
yeah.
get like a portrait of my face, and it looks like I'm like a pig.
Oh,
It's
no.
just terrible. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I don't want to give you some money to get that fixed. Beat it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
Nice speaking with you.
Nice to speak with you. Thank Next up, I took a tattoo road trip to Cardiff with a couple of young guns. In this episode, you'll see Kris Richards, vocalist of Save Your Breath, use his artistic talents on Young Guns guitarist Fraser Taylor. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. Excited about getting tattoos today.
Good. Now, what are you getting? Can you show off?
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I'm getting a snail and chill next to it because snails are pretty chilled.
They certainly are. Now, what was the inspiration behind this design?
Snail? I don't know. I just thought of it and I was like, might as well do it. Kris is good, so I was like, knock it out.
You're all about nature though, aren't you? You love
Yeah, a little bit. Like all my other tattoos are like animals and pizza and stuff. So yeah, snail will fit in with the jungle sort of vibe.
Cool. Lovely legs, Grace. Do you remember what it was that made you want to get that first tattoo? Was it like a mate? Was it peer pressure? Was it a rock star? What was it?
I can't remember. I think it was. I was really into Blink-182 at the time, and I got those little flash tunnels like Tom long, and then I had my first tattoos of those. I had 2 stars on my wrist.
They were a classic of their day.
They were, yeah. That was my first tattoo.
For me, I kind of waited till I was like 20, I think. So I always wanted to get stuff, but all the stuff I wanted to get was just the worst idea ever.
Yeah. Well,
I was glad that I waited. But
I was 18, so I was still a good boy, I suppose.
yeah.
Legal.
Yeah.
Now, as a tattoo artist, who are the people that are influencing who that come in now? Who are the pop stars, the rock stars that people saying, I want a tattoo like them?
You get a lot of like Cheryl Cole kind of stuff, I suppose.
Really, that's
great.
the thing now.
But I don't know, really.
Get a lot of that. Is it Rihanna that's got
Yeah,
that shit?
you get a lot of that side of the hand, kind of finger kind of stuff, I suppose.
Who do you think are the current tattoo icons in the alternative scene? There's Ollie Sykes, which is the obvious one, but who else is kind of making people get more tattoos?
Yeah, I guess like Jonah as well from Bring Me. He's got a lot.
Yeah, he's got a lot. Well, when I was a bit younger,
I suppose Travis Barker is quite an obvious one.
I quite looked up to like Every Time I Die, kind of the whole rock and roll-y kind of didn't give a crap kind of tattoos. But I've changed a lot since then.
How would you describe it now then? What's your kind of ethic with and the themes you go for?
I go for kind of anything really. Anything that kind of means something to me now, I suppose. Didn't really, back in the day, I didn't really care what I was getting, but now I'm getting less space. I think they need, you know, to be more a bit sentimental.
Yeah. Obviously, Fraser, I was asking you earlier whether you tell people whether you don't like what they have done. As an artist, do you say maybe you should go for that?
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
You do it in a subtle way, or you just quite brutally honest?
No, I'm quite, you know, I'm kind of working out with people. I'm not really like very harsh with it.
What's the kind of most popular iconography at the moment, or the stuff that's coming through, the emerging like patterns or faces or whatever that people keep asking for?
Russian dolls and kind of a lot of traditional. It's quite big at the moment. So yeah, been doing quite a lot of that. A lot of roses, and it's all coming back when like it used to be back in the day, traditional like sailor kind of tattoos.
Yeah.
Just come back around again now.
How do you guys feel about the fact that tattoos aren't actually that alternative anymore? Because I think 1 in 3 people in Britain have them. Does that bother you? Does it
Quite
make
a
it?
lot.
Yeah, is it less appealing?
I don't know, it makes no difference really.
Yeah, I think it makes
It's
it
kind of
quite
almost easier, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because when I got my first tattoo, I remember my crazy guy.
Yeah.
But now she just doesn't even know what I've got new anymore.
Hard to tell. Do you ever go to like your parents and go, I'm getting this, to see what their response is, or do you just not bother anymore?
I did for the first tattoo I got, that rose or aura. I was just like, I'm gonna do it, and then I guess you can't stop you. But I just don't tell them anymore. She'll find out, my mum like checks everything I do on like Twitter, so she'll know already. I'm getting this done.
What do you think she'll say? What's the standard response?
Yeah, pretty much. Not more. She's Scottish. That's what that accent was.
If you didn't get it, yeah. Do you still get some people though going, oh my god, these tattoos, you must be a wrong-un, or you must be a bad egg, or whatever?
They're normally like, we do get that, but they're normally like older people. Like,
Yeah. But the thing is, they're becoming more common, but you do see a lot of bad tattoos around. There's a lot more tattoos on people, but there's also a lot more people trying to tattoo as well. And they're like getting off on the wrong foot with it, I think.
What's the distinction then from bad tattooists to kind of adequate to brilliant? What makes the difference? Is it just natural flair for art, or?
Yeah, I think it's passion you've got in it for a start. It's the biggest thing, and just the way you go about it. I think you really want to do it, and you've got to kind of know what you're good at as well. You can't just be like, oh, I don't like working, I want to be a tattooist, and then not really be into it. It's really hard to get an apprenticeship these days, but just keep drawing if you can, and get an apprenticeship.
So you've mentioned the importance of quality tattooing. Have you guys ever gone to someone that's really disappointed you and left you with something that you're not too pleased with, or that you regret? Because you didn't do the research perhaps, or you went on a whim?
Nothing I've regretted, but
Nothing
like,
for me, really. Sorry. Obviously, because I learned to tattoo, I did a lot of tattoos on myself, which I regret. But apart from that, no, not at all. Because I've known what I kind of wanted to, you know.
Yeah, I've never regretted anything, but I've had a few that I got done and like most of it's like fallen out on its heels and stuff. So I had to get it redone, but apart from that.
Now you've got a big one on your back coming along now. Is there any way we can have a sneaky peek of the progress?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't mind looking at my nice muffin top, please.
I think we're all up for it, aren't we? Let's be honest.
Get it out.
Alright.
Get it out.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's feeling uncomfortable now. Wow.
It's so intense.
I think it was like my dad's there.
Very good. I think we've got that one signed unless you want to stay on it a bit longer. If you had to get someone's face tattooed on you, like a celebrity or famous person or music legend, who would you pick?
It has to be a person. I'd probably pick either Fraser or Simon.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. I'd also get Simon.
Or like a hybrid of them both. Like,
I don't know how that would work out.
go for it.
Okay, celebrity-wise, I just don't know. I want to get my dog that died. I want to get her face tattooed. She was a celebrity.
Yeah, I'd like to get Dexter.
Yeah, you should.
Which is the name of my dog, but also named after
the serial killer. Lovely.
So yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
For an uplifting way to end. Serial killers.
Finally, I ventured to the Scala to chat to Travis Clark, vocalist of We the Kings and head honcho of King Travis Clothing, to chat about all things style as well as that famous mane of his.
When you were younger, do you remember seeing a CD cover or record cover or a magazine front cover and thinking, that's what I want to look like, he's cool or she's cool?
Blink-182, they were naked on a beach, and everything was blurred out. It was for their video, What's My Age Again?
Yeah.
I remember saying to myself, like, I want to be like that. I want to be at the point in my life, and not even nude, just like, I want to be at the point in my life where I could be nude, and people would be like, it's normal, it's normal, you know?
Average day.
And I remember that, and they were one of the bands that made me start music anyways, but I remember saying to myself, like, damn, they're cool.
When you approach doing a video or doing your artwork for your album sleeves, how much do you consider what you guys are wearing and how you look?
A lot. I mean, it's part of, you know, the music industry has changed where it's like, you know, you remember like people could go to like an 80s party, for example, or a 70s party, and they could dress how they dressed in the 80s and 70s, and that was such a style and such a kind of standpoint of like, this is how we're gonna make the band look similar, you know, whether it's cheetah leather pants and headbands and, you know, and fishnet shirt. Like, as ridiculous as it sounds, is they had the style to the band. So we actually had a conversation yesterday in the green room before we went on stage. We were just like, you know, what do we want like our style to be for the record? You know, like what, like of course it'll all be us. Nothing will be uncomfortable. Nothing will feel like we're stretching to be cool or anything like that. But we want to, you know, we want to all have something similar that looks like, oh, like I think he looks like he should be part of We the Kings. You know, that type of thing. Like Coldplay, I think, is the best stylistic band as far as like they have really cool jackets that are almost kind of like army looking, you know, and then they have like I don't know, like booth. They're awesome. I love Coldplay. Yeah, like their music to their like the way they look is just incredible. It all makes a difference, and if you have one person that just looks like they don't give a shit, then it kind of like hurts the whole band.
What do you think people see as being your kind of stand-out thing? If someone said, what is their style, would you say they always say your hair? Because that's quite an iconic thing.
I think, based on like what everybody says, like if there's one thing that you you know, a lot of people are just like, what makes your band different from everybody else? And maybe it's not music. Maybe it's just the giant red hair. You know, like I'll be in the airport and people be like, are you in We the Kings? They might not know my name. They might not know anything, but they've seen a picture and there was Shaun White, but he just cut his hair, so it's like, it's down to one. And Carrot Top probably, he's other. But there's, you know, if you find a dude with like just crazy red hair, it's gonna be one of us. You know, so.
It's only 2 of you in the world.
Yeah. Well, there's probably more, but
puts a lot of pressure on you though to keep that hair, doesn't it?
Well, I like it, so you know it's.
Yeah, but nature takes its course sometimes, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Luckily, my family all have a lot of hair, so
strong roots.
yeah. So I think I'll be okay.
Good. Now, in terms of album covers, what was the one that you saw in a record store that you thought that's the best cover I've ever seen, or that's iconic?
Nirvana's record with Baby Underwater was pretty incredible. I just remember, like, I think as a kid, I just remember being like, how did they do that? Did they put a baby underwater? You know, like before I knew what could actually be done with like Photoshop and green screen and stuff like that, I was just like, how is this possible?
How did they get away with it?
You know, how did they just submerge a baby chasing a dollar? So that was an awesome record. The Beatles records have all been incredible. Pink Floyd has incredible record covers. And it's harder for bands these days because it feels like everything's been done. So you have, you know, you don't know if you do something like a drawing, you don't know if your face is supposed to be on it, you don't know what to do to make it special and to make it, you know, Pink Floyd was able to do it, but, you know, people didn't know that they were looking at a Pink Floyd record other than seeing the name Pink Floyd on it, you know, so people started putting their faces on it, and that meant that they were doing the record. But if there's like a good medium that you could do, it would be really fun. So with us having a new record, obviously the question is, you know, what we're gonna do for our cover, and I thought of a really cool idea.
Can you share it? Yeah.
Yes, I can, because I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if it does, it would be great. We don't have a label in the States. We were off our label, and so we had to do the record out of pocket, you know, so it was all, you know, and maybe that's why I like the record so much, is because we did this ourselves. This was just us, you know. It was us and the money that I had in my wallet. So we did the record, and I thought of a way to kind of raise money to help us finish the record. And we're going to do this Kickstarter thing where it's like, you know, you can do the pre-order of the record, like all these different things from $1 to $1 million you can donate. And so it was like all these things, you know, $1, $5, $10, $12, $15, $20, you know, on and on and on, all with different options. And then it says at the bottom, hell, for $1 million, we'll put your face on a record. So I wanted to offer people, and it wasn't like, not in a greedy way, just it would be so funny to have, you know, a fan be on our record. And so so at the bottom it's gonna say, for $1 million, your face will be the cover of our album. And so it would be funny if somebody's parent, obviously our fans don't have millions of dollars just laying around that they can spare, but maybe their parents are just like filthy rich and they're just like, oh, I want my daughter to be, or my son to be on the cover of a record. And it would be so epic to have that happen, you know, and just be like, you know, obviously thank you for helping us finish the record, because that's more than enough. But we want to reward you by, now your face, or whoever's face, is going to be in every single music store, online, everywhere, you know, at every single show. It's going to be their face. And
amazing.
It would just be like, one, our dedication to our fans, but two, just a really cool idea. And we'll see if it works out, if it happens. But
the thing is, you could get someone like Will Smith, who might be a fan of We the Kings, going, I want that.
Yeah, I mean, and that would be amazing. You know, that would be, well, if Will Smith's a fan of We the Kings, that's just, we win.
That's cool. Anyway.
that's just cool in any way. But you're right. You know, maybe somebody's out there, and it does. We decided, like, because it was too much, we were just like, well, it would go to the record, and we'd also each band member would pick a charity, and we'd donate like a large sum to each of our favorite charities. And I've been a big kind of enthusiast with animal charities, so mine will probably go to that. And, you know, everybody has kind of like their own their own love for different charities. So it would all be part of that.
That's a cracking idea.
And versus taking all the money.
Yeah. We're rich. Now, just to finish up, if you had to pick one style icon in rock today, who would it be?
Man, there's only like a few in my opinion that are we talking about like of all time?
No,
or
now,
just like now?
I always think there aren't people creating movements like there used to be. So is there anyone in your eyes that maybe look back on in 20 years and go, he created something, he started something, or she started something?
I mean, you could a lot could be said for something like Justin Bieber's hair. You know, like that was such a craze.
Yeah.
For like 2 years or something crazy, like, and everybody knew how to do like the hair with the hair slide, whatever it was called. So I mean that might be something, but like that was almost like the Beatles with like their bowl cut.
Yeah.
Like that was instantly not popular. like after that was, people were just like, this is ridiculous. What are we doing?
It was
people
a mistake.
stopped. You know. But so other than people say, I could maybe one day, if the band gets big enough, people could be like, yeah, the dude with the crazy red hair, that's a new thing. But I don't think so. And I'm not too focused on it either. I think like a band like LMFAO, for example, when they were wearing like, it almost looked like 80s attire, like, cheetah pants and like cut off shirts and like midriff, like it was really bizarre. And high top Converse and stuff like that. Like, I think there's gonna be a time like in 20 years where people are like, wow, that was really embarrassing what we were wearing. And they did it as a joke, but there are people that actually wear like that whole neon, code thing. I think back to Coldplay, I think Chris Martin has like a really good style. Like I think that the way that he's able to use like the military stuff in rock music is kind of cool.
And he kind of hones it for each album. There's a change, isn't there? Whether it's the neon strips.
Yeah. And I love it. I mean, it's cool that it's not the same thing over and over and over again, but it's progression and stuff like that. Who would be yours?
Blimey. So I still love David Bowie, but that doesn't count for now.
Yeah.
But he's come back, so maybe I can still get away with that.
Let's try to think of the newest artist.
Newest artist that still like. I thought the Strokes looked cool.
They always look cool.
So Julian Casablancas maybe.
Okay.
Is that an acceptable answer?
That is an acceptable answer. I was also gonna say like, along a lot of the singer-songwriter like Jason Mraz, like he wore the fedora for a while, and after that I saw everybody wearing a fedora.
That's true.
And then he stopped. Wearing a fedora.
He'll start a new trend soon, maybe.
Yeah, and people would ask him in interviews, they'd be like, where'd the fedora go? And he'd be like, I didn't want to be known for my fedora, I want to be known for my music. So, I guess that's, real musicians are just like, I don't want to be known for my hair, but it helps. They just want to be known for the music that they make. So, hopefully in 20 years, people are just like, that hair was ridiculous. And I'm glad it's gone.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys, and if there's anyone you want to see on a future episode, send me your ideas at thesleevetv@gmail.com.
Ah!